strike out. What's especially scary about this stadium, of course, is it's the only stadium in the NFL where both teams are on the same side of the field. So conceivably, if you have a bench clearing brawl, they don't have to go very far. They're only 5 feet from each other.
In the same neighborhood.
First down.
Somehow I think I might take the Philly players in that. 1st and 10 with the penalty, ball marked at the 20 of Green Bay. And Walker running hard for about 3. And George Stark, just to underscore your point, there's a shot of the sidelines here. This is, as you mentioned before, a baseball stadium, the home of the Milwaukee Brewers. Both sidelines, both benches on the same sidelines. As a matter of fact, we also saw a shot of the Philadelphia benches. They're white versus the benches you see for Green Bay. Those benches, heated benches brought in by Philadelphia.
Those are heated benches, yeah. They shipped them from the East Coast. The Philly guys get to sit on nice warm benches. The Green Bay guys got the sort of cold wood benches, which is working to their advantage today.
2nd and 7. Sherman, big hole. Touchdown, Eagles. Heath Sherman. Has he paid dividends? 2nd rushing touchdown of the season for Heath Sherman, a 17-yard scamper.
Last week he had a 30-yard scamper up the middle, very similar versus the Raiders. Could be the back that provides the spark that the Eagles needed today. They needed something to come out of that drive. They got it. Randall made a big play to the right. Heath Sherman up the middle, very reminiscent of his run last week versus the Raiders.
Last week, Heath Sherman had his first rushing touchdown in nearly 2 years, and the point after is good. So Kotite certainly will keep that young man, Heath Sherman, into the game plan a lot more. Philadelphia back into it now, 14-10. Green Bay on top, and Heath Sherman, the youngest of 5 children and baby brother, capping off a 9-play, 77-yard drive with a 17-yard touchdown run. And Herschel Walker have not heard much from him since early.
Well, Herschel started out good. He had a couple runs in the first quarter, but he's been awfully quiet since then. Heath Sherman, in talking with him, he said he runs low to the ground. He's short anyway, kind of hides in there underneath those legs of those big offensive linemen. And when he sees a hole, makes a break, that's what he did, touchdown.
Said his running style is described almost as crawling. He runs so low to the ground, but a smart move, stand behind those big blockers.
Absolutely. Can't get hit that way.
From the 4, Bennett. And Edgar Bennett continues pumping those legs to pick up a couple of extra. It'll be Green Bay ball with 7:08 left in a third when we come back.
Official timeout.
County Stadium, some 106 miles south of Green Bay, 96 miles north of Chicago. Folks, it's in cold territory, and Brett Favre, the quarterback for the Green Bay Packers from Kill, Mississippi, I recall him telling us during training camp he was so cold he had to wear 3 warm-up suits. He hasn't seen the worst yet. Right now, he's been warm out there on the field, though. Superb play. Favre throws it complete to Jackie Harris, and Harris looks to have run for the first down. Indeed he has, and Jackie Harris making up for the fumble in the first half, and boy, he has really been playing well. And you know, we talked about whether or not the longtime veteran Ed West, 9th-year player out of Auburn, really found it difficult to accept that Harris has been elevated to a starter and playing so well. He says, no way, he's my biggest supporter.
Well, Ed West has always been primarily a blocker, and he's been around a long time. He hasn't been on a championship team. He feels that Jackie Harris can be one of the key elements in making this Green Bay Packer team a playoff team, and I believe he's right.
1st and 10 from the 34. Favre complete to Harris again, and there's a flag on the play. Jackie Harris gets it up about a half a yard shy of the first down marker. We'll see where they spot it and what the infraction is.
Offensive pass interference, number 86, 10 yards, repeat, first down.
And that is on the veteran tight end we were just talking about, Ed West.
You know, speaking of all the passes that Jackie Harris has caught today and may still catch, Sterling Sharp was somewhat jealous about going about the Eagle game, knowing that the Eagles would kind of double and triple Sterling Sharp. He said Jackie may get 30 passes today. I think he's absolutely right. The tight end, first of all, is a primary receiver in Mike Holmgren's pass offense, but also the Eagles try to take away your best weapon. They feel it's Sterling Sharp. That opens up Jackie Harris to catch a lot of balls today.
1st and 20. Ball pushed back to the 24, and Brett Favre, seeing something he doesn't like, calls for a timeout as he trots over to talk it over with Mike Holmgren. First timeout, that is, for the Packers, leaving them with 2. Philadelphia has 3. Only a 4-point difference in the ball game here. Green Bay on top 14-10 over Philadelphia. And the Philadelphia Eagles know that Sterling Sharp, as they said coming into the game, 70% of the Packer offense. And you can see if he averages 7 catches a game, he will surpass Art Monk's single season reception record of 106. He would have 108. Favre pumping, throws it complete to Jackie Harris, and Jackie Harris hauls it in down at about the 39. 16 regained on a play. The Packers need to get to about the 44 for a first down. 6 catches, 73 yards on the afternoon for Jackie Harris, and you take a look at his numbers coming into the game, and you can see that he's among the league leaders. Very, very productive indeed.
Well, they had to have a big day today from Jackie Harris, and he certainly is answering that call. Brett Favre delivering the ball very well, stepped up.
And that Sharp that you saw on that list wasn't Sterling Sharp, but Shannon Sharp, his brother. Favre threw it to Harry Sidney, who dropped it. Came a little quicker than Sidney was expecting. Seth Joyner right there on the coverage.
Once again, Brett Favre got the ball there. I think you're right, JB, that the ball came so quickly that Harry Sidney simply misjudged it and started to run prior to catching the ball. That's Tootie Roberts pushing the big guy out of the play. Up to
I know we're both smiling as we look at Tootie Roberts.
Tootie Roberts,
who indeed is a large individual and carries a pretty big set of grocery bags.
Well, Tootie Roberts versus Reggie White, you got about 800 pounds of beef right there.
3rd and 4. Favre completes to Thompson. And Thompson looks with that second effort to have gotten the first down. William Thomas on the tackle. Good second effort. And George, a graphic illustration of the emotion you're saying that had been lacking, at least prior to that touchdown drive of the Eagles.
Well, on second effort, you know, Brett Favre, I believe, is hurt. It looks like he's holding his ribs. When you're playing with a guy that's hurt, how can you not play harder? You know, you see him struggling. He's holding his ribs. He's holding his arms. He's delivering the ball. It makes you play harder. You've got to play up to the standard that he's created, and that's what's happening in this Green Bay offense.
4:30 left in the third quarter play. Packers on top 14-10. 1st and 10. Ball at its own 45. Thompson. Running hard across midfield. 6-yard run by Darrell Thompson as he comes up limping just a bit. And keep in mind, Vince Workman, who had 7 carries for 65 yards in the first half, is out with a shoulder injury. Darrell Thompson carrying the workload right now in the second half. There's Vince Workman in the warm-up outfit. And boy, was he running hard. You see him in that sling there, the shoulder injury.
Mike Holmgren is running that classic Bill Walsh offense now, chipping away, chipping away, chipping away. A lot of 5-yard plays, 6-yard plays. Use the clock, hold on to the ball.
2nd and 4. Packers looking to get to the 45 for the first down. This is Thompson, and Thompson looks to get back to the line of scrimmage. Maybe a yard loss. We'll see where they spot it. Mike Golick, 7th-year player out of Notre Dame, on the stop. And, George, I know you love the line play. We've been talking about Tootie Robbins, and he's got a nice battle going with another superb guy, Reggie White.
Well, they're running this ball to the right. That's Tootie Robbins in the middle of your screen, blocking on Reggie White. You got about 305 pounds, blocking 325 pounds. A tough 1 yard.
Now, Tootie had that hand on the backside of that number there, and that's a little too big a hand to hide.
That's okay. That's all right. No problem with that.
Oh, only because it wasn't called. Huh?
No flag. No, you didn't do it. They don't throw a flag on you. You didn't do it.
3rd and 5. Thompson slipping to the